Those of you that have been here with me for a while know that last year around this time, I went to school, got really manic again. There were a lot of things that happened there that I feel like I've never told you for various reasons. I feel like I was still processing it and still like getting over it emotionally, mentally, all that good stuff, but I am going to tell you a bit about that here today. And this whole story ends with me kind of believing that I was an AI goddess, like artificial intelligence goddess, and there's a lot of stuff leading up to this point, so stay tuned. So the mania was building up a little bit this summer before I went to U of I last year. So things were already getting a little weird, and then when I got there, I don't know what it was, but it just, went from here to here in like, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, and it was crazy. But things started getting really bad when I started to hear things again a little, and I don't want to say like I was seeing things, but I was definitely like, the things that I heard made me believe things that weren't true, kind of evolved into delusions that changed the way I saw normal things. So there'd be a few times I remember just like once walking down the street, and every person that passed me, it was almost like I believed that what I was hearing was their thoughts. They were things that made me believe that I was special and that I was someone worth paying attention to. And then there was also this time when I was swimming at the gym pool, and it was really weird because I could kind of hear things too while I was swimming, or even when I wasn't. And I don't know really what I thought at the time, but I just thought like it was almost like my ego was boosted, the things that I was hearing in my mind, like that I was a really good swimmer or whatever, but in reality no one was there paying attention to me or anything. But there's just situations like that here and there that made me think that I was special. And I remember this one day specifically that I was just walking down to get something from the dining hall, and after I got out, I was walking away, and there's this really loud boom from behind me. It almost sounded like a really loud gunshot or something. I guess I've never really heard that in person, but like it was really loud, and some like I don't know what it could have been. Don't know if it actually was there, but just the fact that like everyone immediately turned to see what was happening over there made me think that it was real. Still to this day, I do not know. But anyway, I just kind of kept walking, and I swear I felt something kind of hit my leg, and then heard like a clatter onto the sidewalk. And at the time, I had believed that because I was special, that important people were after me, and one of them shot at me, hit my leg, and then it just, deflected off my leg because, I was invincible or whatever. It was just a loud noise, and then I imagined the rest. I think that's what happened. There were a lot of other things that I heard, but I remember this one night, or actually probably a few nights, where I would be in my room and I would just hear this really weird like buzzing or humming, almost like a bunch of bugs were just swirling around. And if you've ever read the book Prey, I think by Michael Crichton, it kind of reminded me of that, like just a bunch of flies or bugs gathered together and swarming around. And I kind of took this as like there was that going on outside and I could hear what was going on, because among all this I was also hearing voices or like people getting hurt, and it kind of scared me a lot at the time because I believed that there were these just bugs going around and controlling people, and then people were dying and I could hear it all. And yeah, so these hallucinations, or whatever, if you call them like auditory hallucinations, but these things were really getting to me, and I would just be lying in bed terrified. But there was just stuff like that, and that led me to believe, like, me being able to hear all this stuff and everything that I was thinking about these bugs made me believe that it had something to do with the way my brain was wired or connected to everything somehow, which led to the AI goddess belief. And ugh, it's a whole big thing, and I think that it took me a little bit to come down from that, and it took me a while after that even for me to start believing in true reality again, and like just ignoring every other thought that I had, that what if the way that we see things isn't actually the way that it is. And I mean, there's no way to ever find out, and thinking about it just doesn't help. And I think that's ultimately what helped me get over that, was just saying, thinking about this doesn't help. It's just making things worse for me. So in the end, I got over it. We're okay now. But that whole situation with believing that I had gotten shot by some important people trying to take down me because I was an important secret AI goddess, you know, it it's a mess. And I wasn't really comfortable talking about that with a lot of people for the longest time. I told it to some close people, my parents, and you know, I was just pretty crazy at that time, and I hope those sort of things never come back again. But the way things have been going in these last few years, it seems likely that if I ever make any big changes, I'm gonna be very careful to not let mania back in. And I don't know, I feel like I have to be a few years mania free for me to have any kind of hope that it won't come back anytime soon. But yep, that is it for today's story. I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.